Hey guys, it's Double BMTG. Today I'm going to be playing an entirely different deck for once. Mono Black Devotion. I've always thought that this deck was kind of cool, and right now we are in a meta with a lot of Monastery Swiftspear. So these 1 mana black removal spells should be good. This deck's basically just all of the removal, just so much removal. So much removal. Some plus twos, 2 mana draw two, take two, Chittering Rats, classic mono black devotion card. Four of the Monarch with all of this removal should work really well. Gary to finish things out will be quite good against burn. A couple of big ol' 5/5s, a very basic mana base, 22 swamps, 4 of them being witches' cottages to get back all of these sweet creatures. Sideboard, a bunch of hand disruptions, some lifelink again for the burn, some more sacrifice cards probably for Bogles, another suffocating fumes, and some graveyard hate. It's a pretty simple deck. I'm gonna get into some matches. Here we are in match number 1. This hand looks fine. Lands and spells, which is generally what you're supposed to keep in control decks. Okay. We're playing against Gates. This is a matchup that I assume is probably pretty difficult. They just have so much value. Squadron Hawk, Sacred Cat, so many really good cards. The question is, do I just defile this for tempo when they can just get it back? I don't know. That is a really good question. I don't think so. I think that I'm supposed to hold on to Defile. All right, that's a really good card. I figure that this card is going to be extremely strong in this matchup. Consider, sure. Guardian of the Guild Pact into the graveyard. Okay. Because this is going to be able to ping down Squadron Hawks and Sacred Cats. Let's see if they have removal spell. They do. That really sucks. And we are playing black, so we don't really have any way to answer that. Definitely annoying. I'm going to go Swamp. I'm going to Rats. Put a blocker into play. Force a card onto the top of the opponent's library. Rats is just such a really strong card. Okay, opponent has another Gate. Pump up Cat and then attack. Yep, that's what I figured. Alright, we'll take 4. Opponent will gain 4. Thorn of the Black Rose, okay. I think that we can pretty safely just take the Monarch right now. Hold back 2 creatures to block. That should be fine. We'll see. Alright, Guardian of the Guild Pact. Sure. Chainers would be really nice. No chainers. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign in blood for a Chainer's Edict, because if we hit a Chainer's, it's going to be absolutely bonkers. Nice. All right, Swamp. Defile the Cat. Chainer's you. Yeah, there's the game. All right, on to sideboards. Alright, I'm going to bring in these cards, take out these ones. I think that the single target removal is just not going to be very good in this matchup. Graveyard Hate is probably strong here. I like Duress in kind of this control-y sort of a matchup. And Nile Spellbomb, just they've got so much graveyard stuff. Okay, I'm going to Duress. Wow. All right. Obviously not taking deep analysis. I think that we just take Spell Pierce here, probably. Pass the turn. Hopefully we hit a swamp off the top, obviously, which is Cottage comes in tapped. Can't sign in blood if we don't draw a swamp. Annoying. Play Witch's Cottage, pass turn. Okay, opponent plays both their Sea Gates, holding up Dispel. Now we hit the swamp, of course. I'll sign in blood. Opponent going to counterspell, sure. Swamp, pass turn. Okay. Come on, swamp me. That sucks. Pass turn. Okay, opponent going to draw cards, of course. Control matchup cards are always very important. That's why I'm going to cycle Suffocating Fumes. I need a swamp here. Nice. Okay, I can take the Monarch. Now I can start drawing these good cards. And I can Chainers the Guardian if they play that. Okay, just flashback Deep Analysis. 6 gates on the battlefield right now. Modern Age, all right. Opponent is going to draw a card. All right, discard a card. Yep. Discards the Guardian. I bet the opponent assumes that we have a Chainers, and of course we do. Draw for turn. Swamp. All right. Go ahead and swing. I can just jam a Gary here, and it's probably fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna jam Gary. We've got so many of him, and I'm sure that this Gurmag is probably going to get cheaper. Okay, discards Prismatic Strands. Fine. Guardian, okay. Opponent is probably sitting on Counterspell. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can lock into another Chainers. Nope. All right. I'll swing out. I think I might as well. Play these Witches. Draw a card. Suffocating Fumes, alright. Opponent makes a 2/3 flyer. Deep Analysis, okay. We have a lot of burn in hand right now. Witches can start pinging them for 1. And I think that Gary works through Prismatic Strands. I think. I'm not certain, though. Don't exactly play this deck. All right, another Modern Age. Looks like opponent can't stop me from taking back the Monarch, which is nice. Thorn. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to take back the Monarch. See what the opponent does about that. Alright. Opponent takes 3. Cool. I'm going to defile that glider. See if opponent dispels that. Okay, opponent dispels that. So we know that they cannot counter this Gary. Don't even have a white creature untapped to Prismatic Strands, even if that would work, which I don't think it does. So this is two activations of the Witches. So opponent has to answer Witches, and more Garys. I kept in these, all 4 of them, for a reason. I considered briefly taking one out, but then I was like, wait a second, this card's broken, right? This is like the reason that you're playing the deck. It's gotta be broken, right? So we win that one. On to match number 2. Alright, we're here in match number 2 of the league. We're going to be on the play. This is probably not keepable. Wow. Not keepable. Wow. I mean, okay. I'm going to keep this, I guess. Because, like, what the hell else am I supposed to do? This sucks. Like, what the fuck? This deck's playing 22 lands. That's, like, not... Whatever. Epicure, sure. I guess that I just disfigure that. What the fuck? I mean, yeah. I guess that this is one of those games. Just one of those games. Where, yeah, where opponent draws, like, good. Whatever. On the sideboards. That's some bullshit. That's so stupid. Alright, I'm going to bring in these cards, take out these ones. Hopefully this will be fine. That was such a stupid game. And now I have 5 lands, 0 pieces of removal, mulligan. Alright, this hopefully is fine. I want to toss back the Gary here. I mean, this hand's not perfect by any means, but it's gonna have to work. Hopefully opponent doesn't have like a blazing fast Swift Spear start or something like that, because we don't have any of the 1-mana removal. Alright, Chromatic Star, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and Witch's Cottage here so that I can Suffocating Fumes next turn in case they could Kuldotha the Rebirth. Man, 1-lander, mulligan into 1-lander, mulligan into 1-lander, draw no land. Alright, Flame Breather. Hopefully we hit removal spell. Nope. Alright. Witches. Pass turn. Well, well, well. Alright, Swift Spear. Swift Spear. Bolt. I was wrong. Opponent does have a pretty fast Swift Spear start. And I have 3 lands and a Thorn of the Black Rose. Cool. Cycle. Very cool. Yeah, I actually brought this deck because I thought it would be well positioned into burn. But no, I mean, if it feels like giving me this, I don't know. It might not be the best against burn. When my starts look like this. Burn's also just super consistent. It's like it just gets to do its thing almost every single time. One of the few decks that can actually function off of one land. Uh-huh. I'm just dead. Go to match number 3. Alright, no whammies. Lands and spells. Thank you. Thank you. Not that complicated. I think that if I had like 1,000 games of experience on Mono Black Devotion, that game still would have gone the exact same way. Because, jeez, that was truly atrocious. Okay, we're playing against Green Gates. I don't know what that deck plays, but I mean, I guess that Gates are strong, so probably just about every version of them's more or less playable. Opponent plays another Green Gate. Oh, okay, so you get to play Open the Gates for Basilisk Gate. Sure, that makes sense. I'll play out Chittering Rats. Pass the turn. We'll see what the opponent's got here. Colony Garden. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Colony Garden with Basilisk Gate. Veteran, sure. Young Wolf. Really? Okay. Alright. I guess Night's Whisper. Witches. Pass turn. Was kind of hoping to be able to just Thorn there, but opponent has a bunch of 1/1s and the Basilisk Gate in hand, so regardless of the rest of their cards, they could have just pumped this plant token and taken the Monarch from me. Alright. Pumps the Young Wolf. Alright, I'll take 4, that's fine. Definitely don't want to block with the rats, because we've got a Gary in hand. What else does the opponent have? Vault Scourge. Opponent's playing a very weird deck. I really want to hit my land. Nice. Okay, so we've got Cast Down, Defile, Witches. We've got a lot of good stuff here. Opponent's really not getting an activation of this gate. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to play this deck, is because I feel like this matchup is reasonable, right? You can run away with the Monarch like we did in that first match. You've got Witches for all their 1/1 creatures to respond to their Basilisk Gate. You've got a bunch of little removal spells. Suffocating Fumes is generally good against these kinds of decks. Yep. So we get to Witches, pop that plant token. Opponent's gonna, yeah, ping us for 1. No big deal. Opponent's gonna swing. I think I'm just going to cast down that one. Just be mana efficient so that if we draw into a swamp, we can Gary. Plus, what are they gonna play with that one? Another Vault Scourge. Yeah, I think I'll just defile that one then. Alright, Chainer's Edict. Yeah, I'll Gary here. put the opponent on kind of a clock. Gain some of that life back. Sweet, sweet life. And I'm going to keep the chittering rats on the board, because if they block with the young wolf, they can make the wolf big enough so that they can gate, and witches doesn't do anything. All right, witches. Pop that young wolf. This card's just really good. Very, very strong card. The weakness really is that it dies to bolt. There's a lot of parts of this deck that's just not super great against burn, but we just drew the wrong parts, I feel, in that last match. If we draw the right removal spells into Gary, I think it's quite good. All right, another Chainer's Edict. Okay. Well, opponent is going to be able to hit us with this young wolf, but I don't think that it matters because we just get to double Gary and kill them. Should be able to just do that. Opponent's not playing blue. They don't have any counter spells. Should just be able to, should just be able to dead them. Very nice. This deck's strong. Like this kind of an opening into burn, good. It's good, you know? You remove all of their threats, or at least most of them, enough of them, and then you gain all of the life. But yeah. I guess that we'll draw actual opening hands against the Gates player. Whatever. Yeah, seven life doesn't matter. All right, another young wolf. All right. Can search for more basilisk gates that don't matter. Cool. And opponent dies. Another Gary. I bet that they're a little bit pissed on the sideboards. I'm going to go ahead and bring these in for these. We didn't see any Guardians of the Guild Pact. Maybe they're playing them, maybe they're not. But I don't feel like Chainer's Edict is going to be very good in this matchup regardless. If we draw into more lands, this hand is very, very good. We are on the draw, so we'll see two looks, and we've got a Night's Whisper. That's making me want to keep this. We'll see. We'll do a risky keep here. Rest of the hand is very, very strong. We get the turn one divest. If we just hit a swamp, it's going to be super, super good. So divest. Double Journey, Vault Scourge, Young Wolf. I'll just take the Young Wolf. Pass the turn. Yeah, just need to hit another swamp, Night's Whisper into the third swamp, and then we are off to the races. Opponent going to Vault Scourge. Opponent does have more than enough removal for these witches. Darn. Unlucky. Alright. Picks up another Manor Gate. Luckily, opponent's deck does not clock us very quickly at all, so we're going to go ahead and take one. Okay. There their clock is. Oh. Nice. Hit the swamp. Cool. I'm going to cast Witches, get it on the battlefield, force them to remove it. If they journey to nowhere, this Witches, then they won't be able to activate their gate. Okay. Cool. So we're just going to take another one. Perfectly fine. Now, if we draw into a land, the question is, do we hold up Suffocating Fumes? Or do we Rats? We know their hand right now. Did not draw into a land. Need our lands, so Night's Whisper. Come on. Cast the spell, please. Dang it. That sucks. Discard this Divest, I guess. I mean, this sucks. We've gone 6 cards deep and only seen one land that wasn't in our opening hand. That's very unlucky. Yeah. I think that this game is super free if we hit our second land drop on the right turn, and I think it's close if we hit one last turn when we really should have reasonably. And it's still winnable if we hit one right now, but I mean, it's a lot harder. All right, Lunarch Veteran. Of course it's that land drop. Of course it's that land drop. I didn't mean that one, of course, but the deck gave it to us. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to Night's Whisper here because we need our lands. I don't know why Magic's being slow right now. I did press on the card. Jeez. Well, pass turn. Discard one of these Thorns. I don't know what it is. Maybe Steam's downloading something. I will take 7. Thank you very much. Almost dead. Opponent has Journey to the Nowhere mystery card in hand. I still cannot for the life of me draw more lands. We've gone 10 cards deep and seen 2. But we have multiple Suffocating Fumes, so there is that. Might be able to save us. We'll see. Suffocating Fumes obviously very, very strong. Cast. Woo. We wiped the board at instant speed with the 3 lands that we have been given. After casting multiple draw 2s. And you just know that if I mulliganed that 1-lander, we would have hit another 1-lander. And then if I had mulliganed that, it would have been another one. And then if I had mulliganed that, it would have been 7 swamps. Oh, they're playing Herborg Repossession. That's cool. Okay. Opponent casts Sacred Cat. And the Vault Scourge. Alright. Yeah, we're forced to Suffocating Fumes again at 1 life with our 3 lands. This sucks. Cast Suffocating Fumes. I mean, like, what the hell was this game, even? Alright, come on, play out the Basilisk Gate. Make your cat. Make your veteran. Alright, on to game number 3. I'm pretty certain that cast down is terrible here, so I'm gonna bring in these. Leave into file. I'm gonna leave that one in. Alright, we have lands. Don't have the best spells in the world here, but we have lands. And Chittering Rats. And Gary. And one piece of interaction. Hopefully that'll be enough. We shall see. Divest. Okay, I'll take that young wolf. Pass turn. Open the gates. I would think that it would be better to have played this instead of this, because this is a tapped land and taps for colored mana. But opponent will do what they will do. Nile Spellbomb, pass turn. Opponent got trigger happy and played their land. But I'm fine with that. I got very unlucky. And yes, it is sometimes better to be lucky than good, but I would prefer to be good. Chittering Rats. Pass turn. If we're lucky, opponent will be missing on land drops here. And we can just rats and rats again. Keep them stuck. It's one of the most depressing things playing against mono black devotion, and you just get ratsed over and over and over and miss all of your land drops. I imagine that it is especially depressing when you're playing a deck that is specifically designed to play around hitting land drops to function. So yeah, I like what we just did. Sure, Hunted Wintis, that's fine. Sign in Blood. I just X'd out of their Emerge Unscathed. They have an Emerge Unscathed. Remember that, brain. You didn't mean to click on that card, but you clicked on it anyway, like a big dummy. Okay. I'm gonna swing with the rats. Okay. Opponent's gonna take some damage. I'm gonna Sign in Blood again. Swamp. I guess I can duress them. Yeah, definitely. Emerge double. Wow. Okay, double Emerge Unscathed, and an Urborg Repossession. Sure, I'll take one of the Emerge Unscathed, I guess. Sure. I can just Spellbomb the Repossession, and they don't have black mana to cast it anyway, which I probably would have taken the Repossession if they had black mana to cast it, just because Spellbomb is super good in this matchup. Opponent is going to make a non-life linking creature a 3/3 and then hit me for 4. Cool. Don't really care. Doesn't do a whole lot. casts Hunted Witness. Sure. Okay. I'm going to swing out with these 2 rats. See what opponent does. Sign in blood myself. Swamp. And rats. Keep the opponent even more stuck. Very nice. And we're going to have a big fat Gary once this is all over with. Man, Chittering Rats and Gary. Such a fun combination of spells. What a joy it is to play Balanced Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. I mean, it's like literally just a 3/3. Mm-hmm. You gonna swing with a 3/3 opponent? Swing with a couple of others? Sure. I'll block the 1/1. Let's see if the opponent does anything here. Okay. Opponent stops me from just killing him. Cool. Pass the turn. Hey, opponent has a card that I didn't put on top of their library. Powerful. This deck is so silly. Just the amount of unfair interaction that you have. What are you doing not putting that on the life-linking creature? Whatever. Suffocating Fumes. What if? Suffocating Fumes. Yes, opponent, the game is indeed over. Very cool. Pack it up. Go on home with your silly brew played incorrectly. I am playing a deck from years past, now upgraded. I'll see you in the next match. Alright, we are in 4th match of the league. This hand seems fine. You got a removal spell, turn 3 Chittering Rats, turn 4 Thorn, Lava Runner, okay. We got the removal for that. Swamp, pass turn. I'll hold up Disfigure, just see what they do. Swift Spear, okay. Chain Lightning. I am going to kill Swift Spear in response. I'll be quite upset if they have like mutagenic growth or something. That'll be really annoying. They shouldn't though, I don't think. And this is a pretty good hand against Burn. Wow. That's extremely aggressive. Sure. Okay. Go to 10. Play the cottage so that we can turn 3 rats. Pass turn. Okay, another mountain. Go to 7. Cast the rats. If we can get to these Garys, this will be good. And if we can't, we lose. Probably going to play a Thorn next turn. Hopefully hit our 5th land drop so we can run out these 2 Garys. And if we do manage to resolve 2 of them, we should be perfectly fine. Yeah, I thought about Fire Blast for like a second, but then I was like, no, there's no way, right? But apparently there is a way. Bolt me, okay. Go to 2. Thorn. All right. Opponent has a burn spell, they win. If opponent doesn't, damn. Well, all right. On the sideboards. All right, I'm going to bring in these, take out these, go to game number 2. Yeah, obviously Knight's Whisper, you don't want too many take 2, draw 2 effects. I think that some are good because we have the life gain from Fangs and Grey Merchant, and drawing 2 is just super important. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Lands and a couple of spells. As long as we draw into action, we'll be good. Duress. I'm going to go ahead and take the Reckless Impulse. Keep the opponent off of card advantage. Yep, suspend Riftbolt. Chittering Rats, that's a good draw. Pass turn. Yeah, opponent just had a really interesting start last game. Maybe I should have disfigured the Lava Runner, but I don't know. It was in the back of my head that they could, they could Fire Blast me, but I really didn't expect them to. Well, this is a pretty sweet opening. Chittering Rats turn 3, into Gary turn 5. Got a piece of removal. Pretty nice. Skewer. Okay, so opponent has 1 mountain in hand. We get to Thorn for pretty free. Gary next turn. Should be good. Yeah, I don't think the opponent's going to be able to fight through Gary for 4 while we have the Monarch and removal spells and whatnot. Just going to go ahead and cast him. Alright. On to game number 3. Alright, I'll go ahead and keep this hand. It's pretty good. As long as we draw into a couple of lands, we should be fine. Alright, Sign in Blood. Kind of wish that this was a disfigure, but it's still a fine card. Wow. Opponent has all the creatures. I guess that I'm just going to probably double defile here. Look for either, if we draw into a swamp, Chittering Rats into Chittering Rats. Reckless Impulse, okay. Mountain Searing Blaze, alright. Chain Lightning, sure. Defile. Defile. That sucks. Have to sign in blood. Need to hit land drops. Really unfortunate. Also didn't really want to play out a creature into this Searing Blaze that's about to go away. Okay, take one. Just need to hit land drops here real bad. Rift Bolt suspended, okay. Nice. Chittering Rats. Cottage. Pass turn. Just need to get to these Garys. Got two of them in hand. So if we can live through the turn and Gary, we should be pretty good. Lightning bolts, ouch. I think that's the game. Yep. Kessig Flame Breather is just such a powerful card. It's ridiculous that they Monastery Swift Spirit. Why would they add that card to Pauper? We wouldn't have hit it anyway. Whatever. On to match number 5. Alright, we're in match number 5. And I'm playing this deck partially because I figured that it would be fine against Burn. I mean, like, look at... Like, we've got Disfigure for the Swift Sphere. We've got plenty of removal spells. You know... And we just curve right into Gary, and it should be good. But I guess I mean I've played other card games too, and red aggro decks are just the really low curve, always consistent, put all of the damage at your face decks sometimes are too much even for control decks that are kind of designed to beat them. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to play the Witches, pass the turn. I don't know about this matchup. Thorn, I have felt from Tortured Existence, is generally pretty good against Affinity. But Affinity also has just so much value. Swamp. I'm going to go ahead and swing for the 1. Pass the turn. This Gurmag Angler has been pretty slow. We got 2 of them in the deck, and it's sat around in our hand a lot, not doing much. I understand that's part of like the post-board plan to bring in Unexpected Fangs, put it on Gurmag Angler, but that's just you're not living that long against Burn, almost ever, to both cast a Gurmag Angler and put Unexpected Fangs on them. I would almost rather have a card like the Vampire Sovereign or whatever. Just to drain for a bit. Alright. I'm going to go ahead, see if they have a counterspell for this. Nice. Swing for 1. Draw another Witches. Cool. Yeah, securing the Monarch against Affinity, very strong. Shaman, okay. Mirror Enforcer, okay. Opponent knows how to hold priority. Yep, cool. Blows up the board and plays a free Mirror Enforcer. Chainer's Edict. Counterspell, sure. That's perfectly fine. Just going to defile it. Cast Witches. Pass the turn. Draw a card off the Monarch. Monarch really is the way to keep even on cards against the absolute absurd value of Ichor Wellspring, Thoughtcast, all the nonsense that Affinity has. If you're not running off the Monarch, they're probably just gonna outgrind you really easily. Okay. Got some Garys. I think that it might be about time to start just running those out. I could also play a Gurmag Angler. Gurmag Angler's pretty good. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think I'll play the Gurmag. Swing for 1. Cast the Gurmag. Yeah. Yep, that's what I'll do. Draw a card off the Monarch. Leave Thorn in the graveyard for what is it? Witch's Cabin. And I don't really want to represent that we have Defile. Maybe I should have held a mana up and exiled Thorn, but it's kind of close. Alright, Swamp, cool. Swing for 6. Opponent takes 6. Just gonna Night's Whisper here. Draw 2 swamps, okay. Swamp. Draw a card off the Monarch. What does opponent have here? Another Deadly Dispute. Opponent just has all of the card draw right now. Galv Blast me, alright. It would be very unlucky if I died this turn. That would be extremely unlucky. Ichor Wellspring, okay. Galblast. Huh. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and swing for 6. I'll cast Gary. Yep. Assumed that that's what they would have. Draw a card. Witch's Cottage. Okay, that's pretty good. But I might just be dead. We'll see. Yeah. Should just be dead here. Opponent sacks everything to makeshift munitions and I die. Probably should have jammed Gary a turn sooner, but I don't know. Affinities just have so much value. It's very silly. Alright. On to sideboards. I'm gonna bring in 4-die vests, take out these cards, and go on to game number 2. Maybe I should bring in duress as well. I'm not sure, honestly. This hand is not keepable. This hand is keepable. What do I want to toss back? Probably the witches. Witches is not very strong in this matchup. Maybe I should have taken that out. Maybe I should take out like witches and some number of the 2-mana removal spells for duresses, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Toss that back. Swamp. Pass turn. Yeah, Affinity's ridiculous deck. Defile. Okay, I'll play Witch's Cottage so that I can turn 3 Chittering Rats. I can't imagine that it's good against Burn, though. Burn has to just run Affinity over, right? Like, there's no way. Unless, well, they can play that one card, though. The, like, Deadly Dispute, but it gains life instead of making a treasure. That card's really good against Burn. I don't know, maybe. Maybe it's a playable matchup for him. Swamp. Pass turn. Yeah, I feel like I'd rather this be a duress. But I mean, like, if I duress one of their 1-mana draw 2s, they're just going to have more of them, right? I don't know. Removal spells probably just aren't very good here. Yeah, I think that I've got to just cast Gary. I have to put a clock on them because they have all the inevitability in this matchup because of how much card advantage they get for free. And we don't have the Monarch right now, so we can't even keep up with it. Alright, Galblast Gary. Drain for 2. That card. Yeah, that card's definitely really good against Burn. I don't know. Maybe Affinity's playable against Burn. It's hard to imagine. Burn probably wins most of the time unless you reckon there's one of your 7-cost guys. Alright, sack Chittering Rats. Yeah, opponent definitely in a really good spot here. I mean, just we didn't draw our value cards at all. And their whole deck is value. Yeah, I'll cast down it. Deadly Dispute. Ancestral Recalls. Blood Fountain. Mirror Enforcer. Gear Seeker. Alright, Chainer's Edict. Pass turn. Yeah, I mean, we've just got to have the Monarch to even this matchup be even remotely playable, right? And even then, it's not playable, really. Yeah. Like, if we were on Tortured Existence, maybe. But, no, doesn't work. We lose. Can't do anything here. Yeah, I mean, we beat the two Gates decks, but we lost to Burn twice. And the first time, the first loss to Burn, we lost because we just bricked. But the second one, our deck did what it was basically supposed to do, and we still just lost because we couldn't get to turn 5. They just killed us before we could carry, you know, both times, right? Like, this plan here doesn't work. Like, this obviously doesn't work. This doesn't do much of anything in the aggressive matchups. It doesn't do much of anything in the slower matchups. I don't know. Gurmag, it seems bad. Maybe he's the best option, but he seems bad to me. This definitely seems bad to me. Now Spellbomb felt fine. Guess Verdict is probably fine. Suffocating Fumes is good. I mean, a bunch of hand disruptions, fine. And the main deck felt alright. But the deck is very, very meh right now. Like, when you can just be playing, like, Legacy Burn in this format, I don't know how this kind of a thing is going to compete against it. You got to be doing probably something way more unfair than this. I might play more of it later. It's a fun deck, but man, having to get to turn 5 in order to stabilize against Monastery Swiftspear is not a fun place to be. So I'll see you guys in the next league.